especially in mountains.
Put socks and underwear and then you can hike.
Bra, t-shirt, something breathable, then something. Good afternoon, lovely people, and we're very happy to be back with the camera. We didn't have our camera for maybe 2 months. Have you noticed? Not really.
Yeah, it was in repairs for my mic jack, which we don't actually use because we have a mic here.
We don't use it now, but we use it for the hikes.
Yeah, to get all that awesome nature sounds. Hi guys, we are Hike Simple. Welcome to our channel. Huge thanks to all subscribers, and if you're not one yet, go and press that button.
On this channel we share our hikes, amazing views, simple preps, interesting reviews, useful tips, secrets, and basically everything to inspire you to hike simple. But we actually were working and we were thinking about you mainly, because now we have hiking tips for beginners. Finally! Yeah, we've done like quite a lot of hikes thinking of what to actually, what tips to give, how to prepare for your hike, even though you've never been on one. And yeah, dive into it now.
Dive in?
Not dive in.
Let's dive in.
What do people say?
Let's jump into those tips then.
Okay, so we're not going to necessarily tell them in order of importance, but we still agree on one, that is, you must have this before any hike. Even if it's 10, 15, 5 or 20k. So the first tip that we want to give is always set your mind that you are going to enjoy the hike, that you're going to explore, that you're going to relax your thoughts. Without that mindset, I don't think it is possible to even aim for longer hikes or anything. And we've just recently experienced, we've done 20k simple hike, and it was so hard. Basically because I wasn't preparing my mind that I'm going to do this hike, that I want to do it, or you know. And I said to Iris, how did we do 40k if I'm struggling with 20, you know?
Yeah, you were all red and just like I thought you were gonna like faint or something.
Yeah, it was hard for me, even though most of the times I find it quite easy. Even 35k we've done, and we've released last Friday. It was our first hike together.
Oh yeah.
And we've done it quite, you know, with the struggles, but quite because I really wanted to do it, and I really set my mind to that. Oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm gonna, no matter, because it sort of helps you like with your wet feet, or if you're wearing something uncomfortable, or you know, all that kind of stuff. It sort of eliminates all that once you have a mindset for, I'm going to do this hike, I'm going to enjoy it, I'm gonna make it most of it.
Stop looking at the miles and just like walk, check the route. I mean, when you check the route, you usually see that the miles like ticking. But yeah, try not to like, oh, I still have like 10k, oh, I still have 15 miles or whatever.
Yeah, basically don't moan.
Don't think like, oh, it's still, then if you think like, oh, it's still like 10k left or 10 miles left, just don't walk, don't hike, because you shouldn't be thinking that way. You should like, oh, I'm just enjoying,
going to do it, yeah.
I'm just walking around and enjoying the nature,
and just from all of the experience, the first steps, the first hill, it's going to be the most difficult one. After you get into the rhythm, and it's getting easier and easier and easier and more enjoyable. And yeah,
first hour is usually the hardest, then you just crack on.
Yeah, so I think we expanded quite a lot on that, because it's the most important one. So we forgot to encourage you to subscribe us, because we have this many people. Well, you're gonna put the screen on. This many people watching and subscribed, so subscribe, please.
Yeah, because I think most of the people are not subscribed, and if you like our content, please do subscribe.
Drop us a comment as well.
Yeah, we usually release the video every week.
The other one from both of our experience as well is your clothing, and what you need to do, put comfortable underwear.
Yeah, I think even for me, before I start hiking, I kind of went into like forums and been like reading a bit of what people use. At the moment, I've been using Under Armour underwear, which is quite just comfortable, but
Breathable.
yeah, breathable. They're like flexible, and it's quite keen of getting proper underwear because.
I mean, I know Adidas doesn't mean go and buy, you know, the whole bunch of new underwear. Just find, like, just use whichever you have most comfortable for you to, you know, because last one I failed again. I tried it, or I don't know, I put not very comfortable panties and it was horrible. It was, I'm not gonna get into details, but just put it, first of all, put a comfortable underwear. Then check the weather, and especially in mountains.
Put socks and underwear and then you can hike.
Check the weather, and according to the weather, put your layers. If it's really cold, I tend to wear up to 5 layers, like bra, t-shirt, something breathable, then something warm, then a hoodie, and then a coat. If it's really cold, like
that's like a lot of layers.
Like in mountains, I mean, come on, you're still gonna need to remove one or then another, and then, you know, play with those layers. But it's always to have one extra than, you know, be freezed, because I've been in hikes where I was like freezing.
But it's just in general of like if you actually get cold quite a lot, because like for me, I usually hike with this jacket and with a t-shirt underneath usually, even if it's like really cold. Like,
what about the last one in Wales in mountains?
yeah, I was walking with a t-shirt and with this jacket, even though there was like snow on the top of the mountain.
Yeah, but you're a very hot person.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
like
know
you should know. Yeah, you should know if you like. If you're always hot, don't get too many layers, because you're gonna need to carry them. Unless you don't care, if you like, because some people just don't care. Like, oh, I'll carry my own. But I just don't mind. I mean, I don't want to carry for no reason. If I know I'm gonna be hot off like, I don't know, 100 meters again.
Yeah, that's true. So know your temperatures, try, play. But my advice still is to, because I just hates carrying, and I don't mind that much, so I'd rather have an extra layer.
Yeah.
Next.
Other tip is nails.
Oh yeah, people, it sounds funny. It sounds really, really funny. But your toenails, you must make sure that you clip them before you hike. Otherwise, it's banging on those shoes and you might lose one. And doing long miles especially, it might get very, very irritating and uncomfortable.
It does, yeah. Even though like I cut my one, I still get a lot of pain from my like big toe, and other toe doesn't have a nail as well. So what's the other tip that we have is roots.
Yes.
Don't do shortcuts.
We've mentioned, like we mentioned periodically in our previous videos, especially the ones that talk about hikes. Let's talk about hikes. We always say, like, don't do shortcuts and stuff. So don't do shortcuts, people.
Because just previously that we were talking that we were doing 20k and we actually did do a shortcut again. I mean, there was a path, but someone just fenced it. I mean, probably the owners. And yeah, we had to climb a fence, which is the clip now probably playing, and yeah, I had to like throw all the camera and everything to
I
help.
nearly left half of my body hanging on that fence.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes it adds the more of the adventure. But if you're a beginner and you're going to be struggling with that fence or something, or crying to going back, you know, just better follow the path, especially at the beginning once you're starting hiking. Later on, it might add an adventure, you know.
And yeah, make sure you get some sort of apps. I mean, some people still use maps and like compass and all that, but I usually use just some sort of maps from Google Place. Use Wikiloc. Now we are going to use All Trails because I tried it once and the routes are more accurate, I was thinking.
Anyway, yeah, just play and find the one that is easiest for you to use, but always have it. That leads us to another tip that we figured out through our experiences as beginner hikers as well, because we're still beginners. Yeah. Make sure that your hike is on the day, like in the daylight. Even though you start with the sunrise and finishing with the sunset, make sure you have a natural sunlight. Otherwise, you might be struggling, even though I have a torch on my phone. Because one hike, we haven't showed this one yet, but we have a hike which we finished in the pitch black dark. It was hard. It was the area with lots of like pondish, like ponds and puddles and everything, and we like were struggling, and it was the last like 30 plus kilometers, and we were struggling to see, not to step in those puddles, and we really wanted to get back as quick as possible. So make sure you have a natural sunlight for that.
Or just carry a torch and have a torch. Quite
just in case.
Yeah. So the other tip is gonna be water. Make sure you have enough water, and when you do have water, do not drink straight away when you just start walking. Don't start drinking. Make sure you drink like after a few miles when you actually want to drink, because the water, if you don't know the route, you might not get some water from like a lake, or not lake, but from some spring water or something. So you can get a lake, because if you have a filter, then you can get a lake.
Yeah, but we are talking for
beginners. Yeah, but some beginners might have
water filters.
We don't even have them. We need to get water filter anyway. So yeah, you can make sure you have enough water. We usually carry, I think, 1.5 liters each. Around liter and a half.
It depends on the length of the hike, and if it's a summer, we'll grab some more.
Yeah.
And if, for example, the one that we've done with overnight stay, we had more as well, quite a lot more.
Oh yeah, because it was like 2-day hike, so yeah, we had quite a lot.
Yeah, but I think as we're gonna plan ahead and everything, we're gonna get a filter, and maybe we're gonna prepare a review on that, because if you do like 3-day hikes and everything, you might not get water, or you might not get a shop on the way or whatever. So yeah, that might be useful for the future. But for the beginners, plan how long you're gonna hike. If it's, you're on your own, just carry enough water for yourself.
Yeah, have at least 1.5 liters. Make sure you see how long you got left of walking, and just like divide that drinking, and yeah, because otherwise you can run out, and then because we had few hikes that we ran out, and we were like not really struggling, but it was quite hard because you're like exhausted and you want to drink, and you can't drink because there's like brown water everywhere.
Yeah, no filters.
Yeah,
that leads us to another thing that we want to advise for beginner hikers is that you have to have some snacks, of course.
And
yeah, so our most favorites are nuts. You can grab fruit like banana, because banana gives you instant energy as well. Jerky beef, sandwiches, we love sandwiches. But the other thing I figured out, once you have snacks that you actually like really enjoy, it gets you easier, it gets you through the hike easier, especially if you stop. Like, we always have coffee in our thermoses. You've seen in lots of our videos, we always have them. So like, you have something to look forward to this break. You sit down and enjoy coffee, it's relaxing. You have a bit of a lovely break, and then you can continue with the full energy.
Yeah, and when you walk, if you think that you're not hungry, but it's been like a long time since you eaten, then just have a snack. Eat those nuts or jerky beef or anything, because you need that energy, even though you feel that you don't want to eat anything, because your body's like using everything that
I think we tend to have a break when we usually have like lunch just on a normal daily basis, right? It's a similar time.
Yeah.
We have like a full on like sandwiches, coffee, chocolate, a bit of nuts. I like to add on nuts, and then on the rest of the hike, you just snack.
Yeah, and before your hike, before like all the snacks, make sure you eat quite a lot, because you can just use that and don't carry too much weight, and just eat snacks. That's
Yeah.
why I usually suggest always to, like, eat a lot before you go out. If you know, like in the morning, just eat a lot and then go out, walk out. You'll walk all that food out. So
Yeah, because we don't tend to eat breakfast early in the morning, but before hikes we always make sure that we have a full-on breakfast, like
yeah,
salmon, eggs, avocados and stuff.
salmon eggs again.
We like
Salmon
salmon and
eggs.
eggs. Yeah, but make sure like you don't carry that extra weight.
Yeah,
The other tip what we have, like I, for example, myself didn't spend a bunch of money on like new backpack for a hiker, you know. I just had a backpack and I've tried to walk with it. It's cool, it's comfortable, so I carry on with that unless we need more room for like, for example, overnight hike. So don't spend straight away a bunch of money on backpacks. See what you like, how much you like to carry, how much you actually carry. And for example, Ira doesn't carry a backpack if it's a like just a day hike, and because of the gear and so on. But usually I carry a backpack unless it's very hard for me. And in that backpack, Ira just likes to make sure that it's as light as possible. And what I like, and I suggest to you, especially as a beginner, to have like big bits and bobs, like small things that might be useful for you. For example, quite a few hikes, like we didn't grab spoons. Now we bought proper plastic like fork and spoon thing, you know, so it's easy for us to eat anywhere and take into any trip. But few times we used a hair comb for our spoons, so you know it was a useful thing.
yeah.
Another thing, like if you have long hair or whatever hair, just maybe have a hair tie, because once I didn't have one, it was really hot. So luckily I had like a pen, so I just pinned my hair. But all those little things. Oh, I nearly forgot. Not a little thing, people. Always have a sunscreen in your backpack, because you need to reapply this, especially in mountains. It might seem snowy and cold and windy and everything, but sun is hitting you harder in there. You must reapply your sunscreen, otherwise sunburns.
I think I got sunburn this time, even though there was like 10 degrees.
Yeah,
It was
everyone
still quite hot.
everyone got sunburn. I didn't get as much because my luckily day cream was with SPF, but yeah, now I have like a small sunscreen bottle, and you shake, apply it, and make sure to reapply it, like read instructions and all that on specific sunscreen that you have. Yeah, so explore, try, go, hike, yeah, and feel free. Is that everything? Are you ready for a hike now?
I think everyone is ready.
Yeah, also Iradas likes, and I think it's quite essential to have a hat, because if it's sunny, you might want to be shielded from the sun.
Yeah, I always wear a hat. I love my hats.
Boots. How are you gonna walk without shoes, people? Yeah, but this is again.
If shoes are just like, put any shoes that you have, try walking with them, and then if you think you need something a bit more for muddy, then start looking for some sales, because there are quite a lot of sales.
Because I think, again, me and Iradas were different with our hike wear on feet, because Iradas likes very thin, sort of nearly a sock layer to the surface,
Yeah,
and he feels all right with
Yeah, I
that.
feel like every single rock when I walk.
Yeah, and I prefer my. I mean, I didn't spend tons of time selecting my walking boots. I just found the ones that I, liked, and it has like a sort of platform.
Thick.
So It doesn't bang on surfaces, so I can go on, you know, very stony or very muddy areas, and it all suits for me. I don't tend to change my boots, and I always have them, well, except in Cornwall.
Yeah, just make sure you try the shoes you already have. Don't try flip-flops, because I've seen a post that someone was actually walking in flip-flops in Ben Nevis, which was super like funny. But yeah, make sure you try your shoes before you buy any, because you might not even gonna need. So I know some people are just walking with their running shoes because they just feel more comfortable and they can do more miles on it. I used to have like big boot, but then I just didn't like it. I sold it, and now I bought these with a bit like trainers, so it's more like running as well.
Yeah, explore yourself.
Really flexible. Just explore your shoes.
Know what's most comfortable for you, and go for it. And if any questions, ask us. We have some experience already, even though we're beginners, right? Thanks for watching, people. Hope that helps, and maybe see you on the mountain.
Yeah. See you guys.